Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is VikingSizeGamer, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the roster reveal, and the reason for this is because of the recent controversy with WWE games revealing the ratings for the Undisputed Era. Now, of course, everybody's getting a little bit up in arms with this, which is a bit of a shame. Considering everything that they've done with the game, people are really getting up in arms about ratings. Come on guys, you can change that with the accelerator. It's not a big deal, but it seems like a lot of people are getting a little bit too worried about this. But really, if you compare some of the ratings from last year, some of them are better, some of them are worse, which is fair depending on what they've done on the roster since last year. Let's take Finn Bálor for instance. Finn Bálor last year was rated as an 88, same as the year before and the year before that. This year he's an 85. The reason for that? He hasn't done much, but it seems almost like some things have actually changed for a little bit for the better. AJ Styles in WWE 2K19 was rated a 90. This year he's rated a 91, and that's the same with Braun. Last year he was an 88 and this year he's an 89. A +1 for each of those guys puts them in a positive light because they've had much more exposure this year. But also they're actually changing the way that they do things. If you look at it, they're separating the ratings by brand as well. Now, the ratings that have come out for the Undisputed Era, a lot of people are thinking that these are quite low. They're not low. In fact, they're quite high for NXT. I mean, if you really look at it, the top performing people on NXT are in the low 80s. And for Adam Cole to be there as 81, that's pretty good. I mean, considering Velveteen Dream is only 80 himself, and you're going to have other people that are going to be revealed later on down the line. I mean, Kairi Sane is a 79. She's going to be in one of the top females in NXT on that game. It's all being done by brand, and really when you think about it, that makes complete sense. I wouldn't want to sit here and say to you, man, I really wish Adam Cole was an 87, but an 87 doesn't work. If you're going to put him from NXT to the main roster, why wouldn't he just be straight on the main roster? There's no room for growth there. But of course, you have the power to do this anyway. It is completely in your hands. This is really the greatest thing about it, because you have the accelerator. If you don't agree with what WWE Games has put this as, go ahead, buy the accelerator, change it. Just put it wherever you want. The thing is that the stats themselves will grow and deplete depending on how you play them in Universe Mode as well. You've seen people reach over 100 last year just through their actions in Universe Mode. I've seen people go right down because of their actions in Universe Mode. It really does depend on how you play the game. And quite frankly, some of the guys in there, if they're on the NXT roster, they're not going to be the be-all end-all yet. Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era, undoubtedly, if you were going to move them from the NXT roster over to the main roster, you are going to want to pump up their stats a bit. Fair enough, because they won't be able to compete because they're not on that level yet in the WWE's eyes, in the WWE Games eyes. As far as they're concerned, NXT is the third brand, but it's also where you develop yourself. And these guys are still developing in the eyes of the WWE, even though we know they're fully formed characters. Now let's just confirm something else on here. Matt Hardy himself has actually dropped a couple of points since being on the main roster with WWE, and that's probably fair. He's gone from an 86 down to an 84. Now, considering the year that he's had with the Woken gimmick and how it's kind of panned out, he's won tag team championships, but he is getting on in his age and his moveset and his movements and his speed and everything that has decreased. So realistically, his charisma can only save him so much. His in-ring prowess isn't going to carry him as far as other people. But when you look at Ruby Riott has actually gone up +3. That's an achievement really in the game. To be fair, she was a 77 in WWE 2K18. In 2K19, she's now an 80. An even 80 at that, and on the main roster with other members in the Riott squad. So if you really think about it, all of these people on together makes complete and utter sense, and having them all as one unit with Ruby Riott as an 80 it just elevates the team, and realistically, an 80 for her on the main roster is pretty good. Considering everything that they've done this year, she has been out of action for a little while, and the Riot Squad hasn't exactly been achieving loads, but still, you know, the ratings for them are pretty good, and Ruby Riot has actually gone up. So you can't really complain a whole lot with this. This isn't something that we get to complain about. This is something that we actually get to think, well, do you know what, maybe they're making adjustments, and they're probably the right adjustments. AJ Styles going up a point, Braun Strowman going up a point, you know, Ruby Riot going up 3 points, Matt Hardy going down. It just really, at the end of the day, Finn Balor going down 3 points, and the Undisputed Era not being where you want them to be isn't a huge deal. Not for this. This is a good thing. As far as I'm concerned, having the Undisputed Era at the rating they're at, because they're in NXT, means they're probably the top rated superstars, or some of the top rated superstars in NXT at that moment, which is great. I mean, you're probably going to get lower end superstars. I mean, look, you've got the Street Profits there. They're both rated at 72. Now, as entertaining as they are and athletic as they are, they haven't done a lot on the roster. They haven't been as prominent, and they haven't been as dominating as Undisputed Era, who's all the way up, considering, you know, there's a minimum of 5 points between them. So realistically, this is good. They are high. They are pretty much the kings of NXT from what we've had released so far, them and Velveteen Dream. So hopefully you'll see more of this to come, but we'll have to wait for more and more of these reveals to come before we can make any more assumptions than this. But I'm just saying, guys, you're gonna need to take into account that these people are being revealed for their brand. So people in NXT, they're gonna have a generally lower rating than everyone that's on the main roster. But the guys on the main roster, they're going to have a generally higher rating than everybody on NXT. Of course, you've got you've got people that maybe just cross the boundaries a little bit. Some of the jobbers maybe on the main roster. You know, I could totally see Curt Hawkins just not getting very good. Maybe 79 at the most. He's not going to have a good year this year, I don't reckon. But we'll see more of that later on. Other than that, though, guys, I really just wanted to bring this to your attention. Not to trash anything, because I mean, at the end of the day, WWE games, they're putting these ratings in. They have a way that they calculate it. But when you look at it and you put it into context, having Undisputed Era rated as they are pretty much at the top of NXT. So it's a good thing. This is a good thing. They're not main roster huge, but they're NXT huge. So they're big fish in a small pond, essentially. But you can change that. Bring them up to the main roster, get the accelerator, and then just change it to whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You could change it. You could put them to level 99, 100 overall. I don't care what you want to do, but you could do it. So let's not worry about that, man. Let's just enjoy it. The fact that you can actually do this is damn cool anyway. But that is it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more WWE 2K19 news and rumours, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Pre-order the deluxe edition and play 4 days early.